The year was 1588. Spain stood as the world's superpower. Its wealth flowed from vast empires in the Americas. Gold and silver filled its coffers. Its armies were unmatched, feared across Europe. At its head was King Philip II, a ruler with an iron grip and an unyielding ambition. Philip's heart was set on conquering England. He yearned to crush the Protestant Queen Elizabeth I and restore Catholicism to the island nation. To achieve this goal, he assembled a mighty fleet, a force so grand it seemed invincible: the Spanish Armada. 130 ships strong, the Armada was a spectacle of military might. Towering galleons, bristling with cannons, cut imposing figures against the horizon. Thousands of soldiers and sailors manned the ships, ready to bring England to its knees. The Spanish Armada set sail with unwavering confidence. Victory seemed assured. Little did they know, a storm was brewing on the English horizon. A storm of courage, cunning, and sheer determination that would shatter their dreams of conquest. The conflict between Spain and England was a tangled web of religion and politics. At its heart lay the Protestant Reformation, a movement that had torn Europe asunder. England, under Queen Elizabeth I, had embraced Protestantism, much to the displeasure of the Catholic powers of Europe, particularly Spain. Philip II saw Elizabeth as a heretic, an illegitimate ruler on the throne of England. He believed it was his God-given right and duty to depose her and return England to the Catholic fold. Adding fuel to the fire, Elizabeth had refused Philip's marriage proposal years earlier. The rejection was a personal affront to the Spanish king, further souring relations between the two nations. To make matters worse, England had begun challenging Spain's dominance at sea. English privateers, essentially legalized pirates, preyed on Spanish ships returning from the Americas, laden with treasure. These raids, encouraged by Elizabeth, infuriated Philip and struck at the heart of Spain's wealth. The stage was set for a showdown. News of the Armada's approach spread fear throughout England. The Spanish fleet was a behemoth, dwarfing anything the English could muster. Yet the English were not easily cowed. Queen Elizabeth rallied her people, her words echoing with defiance. She would not bow to foreign threats, she would defend her realm. Sir Francis Drake, a seasoned sailor and privateer, was tasked with leading the English defence. Though outnumbered, the English had a few key advantages. English ships were smaller and faster than their Spanish counterparts, allowing for greater manoeuvrability. They also possessed superior firepower, with longer-range cannons that could inflict significant damage. Most importantly, the English were fighting on home waters, familiar with the treacherous currents and shifting winds of the English Channel. As the Armada entered the Channel, they encountered the first wave of English resistance. Section 4: English Firepower and the Fireship Gambit. The English ships, nimble and swift, harassed the Armada relentlessly. They unleashed volleys of cannon fire from a distance, exploiting their superior range. The Spanish, accustomed to fighting at close quarters, found themselves outmaneuvered and outgunned. Their tightly packed formation, designed for boarding actions, proved to be a liability as English cannonballs found their marks. Yet the Armada pressed on, its sheer size still a daunting sight. Then came a stroke of English ingenuity that would turn the tide of the battle. As the Armada anchored off the coast of Calais, hoping to rendezvous with Spanish troops stationed in the Netherlands, the English unleashed their secret weapon fireships. These were old, expendable vessels, packed with explosives and flammable materials. Set ablaze and steered towards the tightly anchored Spanish fleet, the fireships created chaos and panic. Fearful of being caught in a fiery inferno, the Spanish captains cut their anchors and scattered, their once imposing formation broken. Section 5: Nature's Fury, the Winds of Change. The English attack, daring and effective, had thrown the Armada into disarray, but the Spanish still had a chance to regroup and recover. However, fate, it seemed, had other plans. As the Armada attempted to regroup and sail north around Scotland to return to Spain, a series of fierce storms battered the fleet. The storms, howling with unprecedented fury, tossed the mighty Spanish galleons about like toys. Ships were dashed against the rocky coasts of Scotland and Ireland. Others sank beneath the waves, their guns silenced forever. The Spanish, already demoralized by the English attacks, were ill-prepared for the wrath of the sea. Their ships, designed for the calmer waters of the Mediterranean, proved no match for the North Atlantic's fury. The storms raged for days, scattering the remnants of the Armada and dashing any hopes of a successful invasion. The once mighty fleet, once a symbol of Spain's invincible power, was now at the mercy of the unforgiving elements. Section 6: Aftermath, a shifting balance of power. The defeat of the Spanish Armada sent shockwaves through Europe. Spain, the seemingly invincible giant, had been humbled. The legend of Spanish invincibility was shattered. For England, the victory was a defining moment. It marked the emergence of England as a major naval power, a force to be reckoned with on the world stage. Elizabeth's gamble had paid off. She had defied the odds and secured her throne. The Protestant faith would remain firmly established in England. The defeat of the Armada also had profound implications for the future of exploration and colonization. It opened the door for English expansion into the New World, challenging Spain's dominance and paving the way for the rise of the British Empire. The world was changing, and England, victorious and emboldened, was ready to take its place at the forefront of a new era. Section 7. A legacy forged in fire and water. The story of the Spanish Armada is a tale of courage, cunning, and the unpredictable hand of fate. It is a reminder that even the mightiest empires can fall, and that even the most daunting odds can be overcome with determination and a bit of luck. The legacy of the Armada continues to resonate today. It is a story that captures the imagination, a testament to the enduring human spirit in the face of adversity. The waters off the coast of England, where the fate of nations hung in the balance, stand as a silent monument to this pivotal moment in history. The defeat of the Spanish Armada marked a turning point in European history. It shattered Spain's aura of invincibility, propelled England's rise as a global power, and forever altered the course of the world.